Hi, I'm Keith from We Are Scientists. I'm going to take you track by track through our new album, Brain Thrust Mastery. So cinch up your pants, put a paper towel over the regions that might spurt, and let's do this thing. GHOULS. Okay, the opening track, we knew we needed a song that would get people's attention. So how did we do it? We name-checked the greats. Winston Churchill, Margaret Thatcher, Gordon Brown. They're in there. They're all in there. I think people's eyes are going to be open. GHOULS. We knew for track number 2 we were going to need a monster riff. So guess what? I gave myself 15 minutes because National Treasure 2 is about to start. So I jumped into the practice space and I was like, I need a riff. And I just started playing this, the world's greatest riff. And the people we share the practice space with came in and were like, that riff is outstanding. And I was like, get out of here. And I fired a couple shots over their heads, warning shots. They weren't hurt, but they scrammed fast. After Hours, third track, first single. It's actually just the sound of gold doubloons flowing into my bank account. And that's not me being facetious. There actually is the sound of gold. We just mic'd them. We didn't actually play any instruments. We just hit, Pro Tools has this awesome function. It's like a filter, turns just any field recording into a song. We hit, bing, hit the F2 button on the keyboard. After Hours came up. That's a hit. Lethal Enforcer, a pretty synth-heavy track. It's got a lot of real slimy synth. The way we did that was we actually sheathed the synth in slime. And just had our producer got totally naked, shaved his body down, and was just leaning on the synth. And none of us could actually look. We couldn't stand to look at this thing. It was disgusting. He was enjoying it just so much. He was actually moaning way louder than the synth was actually producing sound. So we actually had to scrap the track. But in the spirit, we ended up with Lethal Enforcer, squonky, slimy, synth-heavy. By the time we got to Impatience, and keep in mind we recorded the album in order, in real time, we were exhausted. We needed a couple of drinks. That should be, I want that to be, that's that. Here's a random fact. Tonight was the first song written for this album. And boy does it suck. It's the oldest. We didn't know what the hell we're doing. I mean, granted, it's better than anything on the last record. But we were just finding our footing as songwriters. But tonight, real pile of dog turdage. Spoken For. This is sort of, this is the softest song on the record. It's kind of the ballad. It's a little tender. And maybe that was a mistake. As we were recording it, a bunch of 12-year-olds who were delivering some beer to the studio heard it. Walked in and were like, what is this pussy bullshit? And they're like, what the, is that We Are Scientists? You guys are pussies. And I'll be honest, we were red-faced, but we had already recorded it. It was too late. Had to go on the record. Altered Beast. Now this is one bass-heavy mofo. Chris Kane was like, you know what? Everybody else gets the glory. Keith, you are a tambo man and everybody knows it. I want to show my stuff. So we hooked his bass up, put some distorto-matic on it. That's just an effect. If you played music, you'd know. And we just let him go. The result, Altered Beast. The rest of us struggling to catch up. Chris Kane's Moment in the Sun. Listen up. Blame him if you don't like it. I don't know. Chiclet. Someone that works at our record label told us that sounds like clit. And I was like, what? I didn't even, how could you possibly, how dare you? And then she and I got in a fist fight. It was ugly. We had to be pulled apart. So, understandably, talking about chiclet's a little hard for me. It doesn't sound like clit at all. We knew that by the end of the record, we were going to need to cram in one more heavy-pounding song. A song that people would describe as a smashing machine. Just something that puts to rest everything we've been working so hard for all these years. And that is Dinosaurs. It will pound you into the dust. Just be forewarned. Don't complain when by the time you get to track 10 on our record, you are demolished. You are just mushy. You are essentially mushy peas. Sorry, you listen to Dinosaurs. Last song on the record, we knew what it needed. It's called That's What Counts. And you know what counts? Throwing a little sax on there. People hear the saxophone and they're like, oh no, We Are Scientists are done. They are done. End of the We Are Scientists story. You know what? They might be right. They're right. This might actually be the last piece of music you ever hear by We Are Scientists. Was it wrong to put the sax on there? I don't know. We got to stand by it though, because the album already gone depressed. There's no going back. So, hope you guys like saxophone. I do.